I must say that I was absolutely blown away that this piece of work emanated from a place called Muscle Shoals in the northwest corner of Alabama. So I went down there, and I guess it was just natural for me, having found these guys, to bring Aretha there and say, give it a shot with her.
Gospel-trained Aretha Franklin's career had been languishing, and Jerry Wexler was determined to rescue her from singing routine standards.
Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday.
It was so evident to me that she was a blazing genius, that she was so far ahead of the pack. She made a lot of beautiful records for Columbia, but they were all over the place. They had no focus, they had no direction.
We're after that same rainbow's in, waiting round the bend.
We wanted hits. Everyone else was having hits, and I didn't have a hit record. And that is when I signed with Atlantic Records in 1967.
Wexler brought Memphis-born Aretha back to the South and encouraged her to rediscover her roots. But to the musicians of fame, Aretha was an unknown quantity.
The buzz was, you know, we got Jerry Wexler and Tom Dowd here. I mean, there wasn't anybody in that room that didn't think Jerry Wexler hung the moon. The musicians, being musicians, you know, the main thing they won't do is, if they don't know you, you know, they're not going to just walk up and hug your neck. They're going to stand back and see what you do. She walked over to the piano, sat down on the piano and went, balloon, and she just played this unknown chord. The guys were just like little bugs. They just ran for their instrument.
Once the musicians had settled, Jerry Wexler played them a rough demo of a song he hoped might launch Aretha's new career.
It was really a bad demo. It didn't have a groove much, and it was like everybody's feathers just fell. Because, you know, good studio musicians, all they want is a great song, and then they'll do the rest.
The savior and the hero of that record is Spooner Oldham, because he came up with the rhythm pattern on the electric piano.
Jerry's trying to talk it up, you know. Come on, man, you know, like, let's do this, and what do you think about this? And a lot of what do you thinks, you know, and people try little things, but all of a sudden it just went quiet. Nobody could think of nothing.
We just couldn't seem to get it. We couldn't seem to get it.
We'll see if we can get the thing going up on the top.
And just out of nowhere, here comes Spooner with the Wurlitzer. He's sitting at the Wurlitzer, and he's just blown, blown, down, 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 down.
Everybody just sort of jumped on it because we had a ladder to climb there all of a sudden. It was just trying to reach the sky with nothing to hang on to there for a minute.
She chimed in, it was gone. You know, everybody got it. They got it real fast, and they cut it to 30 minutes, something like that, maybe.
And I don't know why I let you do these things to me. My friends keep telling me, they tell me that ain't no good. But oh, they don't know that I'd leave you if I could. Well, I guess I'm uptight, and I'm stuck like glue, because I ain't never, I tell you I ain't never, I ain't never, no, other man, the way that I
Wexler knew he had a hit, but he couldn't release the record without a B-side. Dan Penn had the bones of another song, Do Right Woman, but he needed something to link the verse to the chorus.
And Jerry says, I gotta have a bridge, man. So I said, fine, fine, I'll get you a bridge. We had the chords. Take me to heart. I'll always love you. and nobody can make me do wrong. All of a sudden, Wexler sticks his head in the door and he says, "What you got, man? Have you got it?" And I said, "This is what I got, Jerry. They say it's a man's world." He said, "Oh, I've got your next pot." I said, "What's that?" He said, "But you can't prove that by me." I said, "But you can't prove that by me." "Thank you." He said, "It's a man's world. But you can't prove that by me." All of a sudden, Aretha sticks her head in the door and she says, "What you got, babe? What you got?" I said, "They say it's a man's world, but you can't prove that by me." And she said, "Oh, I've got your next part." And I said, "What's that?" She said, "As long as we're together, baby, show some respect for me." I said, "Thank you very much." She took off, so all of a sudden I had the bridge. As long as we're together, baby, show some respect for me. If you wanna do right.
Drinks were poured to toast the song, but in an atmosphere already tense because of Aretha's volatile relationship with her husband, Ted White, it was a recipe for
You
trouble.
gotta be a
We started to work on Do Right Woman, and the session broke up in chaos because Aretha Franklin's then husband, Ted White, got into a little to-do with one of the trumpet players.
My mind's not letting me know who it is, but I remember the incident. Might have been me. Somebody hit the guy because he'd hurt Aretha, and they all went back to New York in a huff, like you said.
Wexler followed Aretha back north, armed with only the skeleton of the B-side, Do Right Woman.
We had drums, bass, and rhythm guitar, not even lead guitar. They finished the record, just Aretha and assisted. First of all, she laid down 2 keyboard parts. She went out there and sang the lead. Then she went out again with the sisters, and they did the background vocals, and the thing was finished. It's like a miracle. Both sides turned out to be extraordinarily acceptable.
If you wanna do right, hold day, woman, you've gotta be on do. And I can't even buy.
Although the songs were completed in New York, it was during that tumultuous night in Alabama that Aretha Franklin had rediscovered her soul. I Never Loved a Man, backed with Do Right Woman, shot to the top of the chart.
That was my first million-selling record. I never loved a man the way I love you.
Aretha's success made her an icon for a generation of black Americans who were no longer just hoping for change, but demanding it. By reinterpreting Otis Redding's Respect, she spelt out exactly what they wanted.
R-E-S-P-C-T, now what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, F-A-T-C-B. A little respect. Yeah, a little respect. Now get to
The respect we're talking about had to do with social respect, gender respect, race respect, but also it had to do with respect between the sheets.
The large African American community, particularly women, related to Aretha's version and the conviction in which she is demanding that her partner respects her.
Aretha embodied the spirit of the summer of '67. Soul music was tapping into a growing black consciousness, and as Dr. Martin Luther King pursued his quest for racial equality, the music began to reflect the call for black pride and empowerment. And at the Stax studio in Memphis, Isaac Hayes and David Porter came up with a defiant anthem for Sam and Dave.
It was a time that there was bigotry, hatred of black folk, all kinds of things going on. And from a creative standpoint, we wanted to write music that was uplifting, feel good, dancing, motivating, and every song.